Come on, give me a signal. I know you can't connect to my camera. I don't care. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Watch, I can do it in a different order, too. Miguel Antonio Barragan, Andrew Labouche, and Lee Honish. There, see? Nobody gets upset. We could do it in alphabetical order. That would take me a lot longer. This show is Fight Net Radio. Go to fightnetradio.media. Check out our website. And enjoy all the shit we have on there. On that page, you can find a way to follow Fight Net Radio on all its various formats, listen to all the shows. Occasionally, we even do some video. More importantly, you can follow me on social media, Fight Net Radio on social media, and of course, the ever intrepid documentarian we like to call Fight Feed Migs. Follow him at Fight Feed Migs on YouTube and Instagram on all of his platforms. You can check us all out. Go to fightnetradio.media. You can find all the back episodes or Facebook page. It's actually a pretty decent laid out page. And even a picture of our producer, Sam Navajero. All of that is available to you. With that said, this is the segment of the show where we attempt to connect with the audience, but truthfully, you, the audience, probably don't know as much as we, the reporters. Just saying it out loud for the rest of the room. I'm doing the thought bubble routine today. So I'll start with you, Miguel. How is your universe and how is Las Vegas?
Well, I happen to not be in Las Vegas at the moment. I happen to be in West Jordan, Utah. One of my BFFs has a daughter, and she's
ho.
Yes.
Ho. First of all, how old are you that you said BFF? Secondly,
I'm trying to reach out to a younger audience, guys.
Were you gonna let that one go? Because I'm sure as hell not letting the BFF thing go.
Is it best friends forever?
Yes.
Is that?
It is.
Yes. Is that what it is?
Because I have a 17-year-old daughter. That's how we know BFF.
I've seen it. I'm so glad I know that is truly what it means now. All right. Very nice.
OMG, LOL. What are you doing?
LOL, exclamation point.
God.
Hashtag.
Bring your man card, bro.
Hashtag.
Hey, even my dog.
Oh.
Shut up, Max.
Today, Miguel. Out of the gate strong, man. That's strong. Came to the glass on the first one.
Yeah, I did right.
All right,
right
so
off the bat.
you're at your BFFs in UT.
Yes.
Is he a Mormon or is he like?
No.
That means he has tattoos.
We met in California. We met in Southern when we were kids. We've been friends since we were 8. So.
And how many tattoos does this individual have?
0.
What?
Like myself.
I call bullshit.
No, 100%. Just like myself.
All right.
So,
well,
anyway,
enjoy Utah. What? More importantly,
am.
drive safely, Miguel.
Yes, I absolutely will.
All right.
I will make my way
enough.
back home tomorrow morning. But anyway, it is a lovely weekend so far. It has been.
What's the temperature like in Utah?
Well, it kind of rained yesterday, like a little bit, like there was like a little bit of thunderstorms. But as of right now, we're at 72.
All right. Well, that's nice.
Is your friend's name Pablo Chacon?
Jesus Christ.
No, it is not.
It's so fucking hilarious.
I'm still
I'm
going
so
with that
confused.
joke. Sorry, bro.
Did you just go full Vinny Barbarino there? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Staccato. That literally in a split second. Well, let's check in on our family man in the Bay Area.
Shut up, man.
Who's now been relegated to the backyard to talk about boxing.
Hey, Lee, that's what happens when you say 8:30 in the fucking morning, all right?
Yeah, well, when you have 15 kids, yeah, don't wake the fucking kids is probably the order of the day.
No, it's don't wake the mama lion. Fuck the kids, it's the mama
It's all
lion.
relative at that point.
Oh, this fucking dog. I'm going to beat this dog. Do you guys hear the dog barking?
Yeah, but it's okay.
I hate
like
Max.
the dog.
Yeah,
I hate
in the
you.
distance.
I like the
hate
dog
you.
angle a lot.
Ma-
I gotta be honest.
It really
amuses me
brings
to no
like the
end.
family man through.
think he was gonna be so loud. Sorry, guys. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Nah, we're doing good.
Okay.
We're doing good, Lee. Whatchamacallit. But yeah, 8:30, a little early. So I got out of the house to let it be a little quiet in there. I can't get loud in there right now. I'd
No,
wake
it's
everyone up.
completely understandable. What's going on in the Lapache household? I mean, with the COVID variant going on, are we still kicking our daughter back into the high school population as well as your kids? I mean, Junior's too tough for COVID variants, but the rest of the house, they're a little soft.
Yeah. Dora is a senior. I don't really want her to miss too much more. So if she's good and the school's good and open, then yeah, she can go to school if she wants. She just, got to keep her distance, wear a mask, wash her hands, and just
don't bring that shit
she
home.
doesn't.
Did you give her orders? Don't bring that shit home.
I never took a day off. I've been out there working in San Francisco majority of the time. I'm at risk of bringing it home too, so I can't knock her or say anything like that to her because I never took a day off on this whole thing.
She starts back at flag work next week.
She already has been. You're absolutely right on that.
I know that because I don't get to spend my birthday with my daughter. She's in band camp, which is ridiculous. It just means you go to school all day and sweat like a pig.
Yes, very good.
I know.
Very good. Yes,
right?
That's all that it was.
You know what? Yep. Here's the really cool fun fact for those of you going, why are you doing this? Because I've been hipping and up to color guard for 4 straight years. Our daughters both were in color guard. They're both the same age. And to me, it's hilarious. I mean, the biggest news of the week, I guess I have 2 news updates for everybody. Number 1, my daughter drove me for the first time. She just got her car. Was a all-wheel drive Prius. So she's the kid at school with the new car for her birthday coming up in 5 days, actually. Here's the other one. All right. All the white people who listen to the show get very excited. This is the biggest news to hit Fight Net Radio. I'm going to say attempt, all right? Because, you never know how these things go with me. I'm going to start dating again after 2 years. All right. That's not a shocker. But she's white, Andrew. She's white. And therefore, I'm officially putting a moratorium on me bashing white people on Fight Net Radio. And if this works out, that means historically for the rest of the run on Fight Net Radio, I will never again bash white people for being stupid and or white.
I got my stopwatch going.
Completely fair. It's like a commitment.
Get your stopwatch ready, guys.
Is Caleb Plant in the news today?
Oh God, yeah, no, he is. So it's gonna be tough on me. It's gonna be really tough on me. I'm gonna tell you why this is.
That's gonna last about a half an hour. Sorry, Fight Net.
I know it's gonna last. Here's the other funny part.
Get the stopwatches ready. Get the stopwatches ready.
Wait, this is the funny part. In my attempts to not bash white people, this is a fun fact about her that I just recently found out. I mean, like within the last 30 minutes of getting ready to do this show. She's a boxing fan. She actually dated a boxer. She's like, "Oh, you do a show?" I went, "Oh, no." I said, "Do you want to hear today's show?" Because I'm going to say this because she's probably listening. So I'm going to take a little personal time. I know that our producer, Sam Navajaro, doesn't like it when I do this moment. Baby, if you break up with me, I will bash white people to a bludgeoned ground and know that will be on you for the rest of the day.
No pressure. No
pressure. No pressure. And Andrew is completely correct. Caleb News is a thing today. If this is your first time, follow us on Facebook. Follow us everywhere that we go. Follow everything that we do. By the way, since I'm not putting the video out, that was her. You guys want to see her? You can see her. I'm not going to put the video out. This is her. That's her. Come on, tell me you guys aren't slightly.
Very nice. Yes, very. Very nice.
You did well.
Not
You did well.
Latino
You did very
or
well.
carrying a gun. How is that fun for you?
So she's sane, is what you're saying.
She is. It's hilarious. You guys just enjoy the amusement of, yeah, here we go again. site. I'm already seeing the email from Sam Navajero that occupied exactly 4 minutes of the show, Lee. It made it under the 5-minute marker. And it when
might
this
get another
side,
yellow card.
right.
Might be just an.
I
might be
know
your-
it.
Yep.
Here's the funny part. He doesn't send that on the group text. He sends it directly to me. And because I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning working, which is like tomorrow or yesterday in Australia, he has no shame when he doesn't like a show just calling me to tell me how I fucked up. So he's a great producer. I just wish we could get him into a fight or something and help him out a little bit more. With that said, let's talk boxing. This show is about boxing. Go to fightnetradio.media. All of us collectively are lifelong fans. Those two guys over there, the one on the left or the right, I don't know which side he's sitting on. Believe it or not, Andrew's actually has done the boxing. He has till he got hit. As have I.
that sucks.
Feel free to go check out my exploits. I'm the only one of us documented for doing stupid shit. Miguel, did you ever have a dream or a moment of I want to do boxing? The boxing.
I want to train UFC. No, no, I didn't. I was just a kid basically. And my dad just kind of held the pads for me, and I was like, okay, this is how it's gonna go. Then when you're a kid, you don't have any perspectives. You're just like, okay, this is how it is. This is how it is. So that was the
Speaking of
decision
that,
at that point.
how is Junior's fight game right now, Dad?
He's doing good. Still, I haven't sparred him or put him in a real gym or anything. Like what just Miguel just described is kind of what Junior's relationship to boxing is right now. So no, we haven't pressed any pressure on him. We haven't went to any gyms yet. It's gonna be kind of hard. That's what I'm
honestly,
figuring is
would
I'm gonna be
Chris
doing.
really let him box? I mean, let's be really
Yes.
brutally honest.
No. Yes, she would.
You had to
There's,
talk?
right now, of course. Really,
Oh
we
my
had this
God.
talk many years
I'm
ago.
actually excited.
But right now where we currently live, there's no gyms. And, I drive a lot during the day, man. And it's like, darn, do you really see yourself coming out of traffic to get your son to jump right back in it and drive, 30 miles or so back up the road to try to go to a gym? So that's where I'm really dealing with right now with Junior. I got to make sure he really likes it before I make this commitment. You know what I mean? So
this isn't soccer down the street. No, I hear you.
No,
right?
No.
This isn't a pair of cleats and shin guards. This is the real deal.
Definitely. Some of these sports that are outside of school, definitely the parents are I'm not going to say more committed, but it takes a little more dedication to get some mat time, some sparring. I know people drive from the Bay Area to the Central Valley just to get sparring in for their kids. That's a weekend trip, right? Well, what'd you guys do? So we went and got sparring. You would think it's going to be like a tournament or something. You know what I mean? Not fucking just some practice. So it's the sport. Boxing isn't easy. You know what I mean? Maybe if I would have moved to maybe Modesto or Stockton, it might be a little bit easier. I know there's some clubs out there, but unfortunately, I'm in Tracy. I'm gonna have to do a little more digging. I know. I had one young man out of Tracy that was doing good in the amateurs. I seen a little news clip on him on Facebook, but I don't know if he has a gym in Tracy. So I'm gonna have to look that up.
That's awesome. My mother always had this mentality of, well, the reason you committed to jujitsu, wrestling, boxing, and all the other stuff you did is because you did it on your own. I'm like, okay, or you didn't want to see me getting my face bashed in. I mean, she tried that when I got into drums in my 20s. She's like, but you'll appreciate it more because you bought them and paid for the lesson. I'm like, or you didn't want me playing drums in the house.
Just didn't want
to pay.
This is a parent, right? If my daughter said, you know what, Dad, I want to go into kickboxing. I'm like, no, you can do it when you leave the house. I'm like, there is no way that anybody in their sane mind under the age of 18 should, unless you started like Junior when you were young, going, yeah, I want to get hit. That sounds like fun. Yeah, it's not. Wait, let me confirm it. Just because I have a high threshold for pain doesn't mean I dig it. It's still getting hit at the end of the day. which
That's what counts. Yes.
yeah,
That's what separates the men from the boys right there, is when you finally start getting punched in your face.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you start getting bloody lips and
So
bloody
many
noses, and you're
people
like, wait,
involved,
what's going on?
right? I mean, I think the most famous case for the casual fan is what happened to Ronda Rousey. She got hit hard
A lot of times.
a lot of times, and someone told her she could box instead of what she's good at, which is judo. I don't, I hear you, Andrew. Well, thank God you haven't taken over just training him, because historically in boxing, a father training his son always works out to a happy ending. Always. I mean, always.
They usually have a good relationship, right? That's what I see.
They're great.
Right.
They're great. Nothing but shits and giggles in the fucking gym there. That doesn't create a lifetime of issues. All right, let's move forward. We do talk about boxing on the show after we get all that horse shit over with, and this is where it starts. Today we'll be using Fight News because they're still in business. Did you know that Billy sold his website pound for pound on a side note?
Oh, no, I did not.
Kid you not. Here's pound for pound boxing, right, Andrew? Hasn't changed. Pound, the number 4 pound boxing.com, correct? Check this out.
Yes, sir.
He sold the website to a gym in Texas. Pound 4 pound boxing.com is a no more for the boxing news. No longer can I bash the bill. I'm
wow. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Coming.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think we did it to him, Andrew, and we should feel guilty. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, Lee.
Too much credit for being douchey. Very good at being douchey. How do you express that? The reason I'm sending the episode to her today is I'm like, how do I express my douchey side? Oh, I know. I'll send you a Fight Net Radio copy. That'll explain my dark douchey side. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Let me explain everybody's role, because it might be your first time listening and you might become a regular listener. Remarkable. I think we're picking up one listener, Andrew. That's my goal today. I want her to walk away from this going, oh yeah, I want to date him. Sorry, that actually made me laugh. Let's talk about boxing. Miguel Antonio Barragan is sort of our general Jack Russell Terrier of all things boxing and MMA, and a complete historian on the topic. Go visit him at Fight Fiend Migs, where he has done a 464-part in-depth Muhammad Ali background and video. It's longer than the Snyder Cut. Andrew Labouche, of course, lifetime fan. All of us are family guys who were brought up in the sport of boxing. Andrew actually did the amateur boxing, until Andrew got the hit. And I still have it in my brain that I want to fight. I don't know what it's about. Let's talk of the boxing, shall we? We start on July 26th, as my screen went strangely dark. The odds tighten up between Pacquiao and Spence. We are just a few weeks away from you guys changing your opinion about how great Manny Pacquiao is, and Manny Pacquiao getting one step closer to fighting Floyd Mayweather and making me right 2 years later, maybe 3 years later. Jesus Christ.
No, we're talking more like 7 years, Lee. Has
it been that long since the fight, Andrew?
Well,
yes.
Is it from when the fight was, or from when he predicted?
From when the fight was, because I said right after the fight and the shoulder bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time in the making, but you know he's one win away. He is one win away from waking up that monster named Money Mayweather.
Right. That's the truth. WBC IBF welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. opened as a massive 4-1 favorite at BetMGM.
Hey, you guys.
Yes.
The fight's in Las Vegas. Do you think this will have any determining factor on the outcome? Do you think Las Vegas is begging more for Spence to get to what Spence says, the torch passed to him, which is a fucking complete joke, but whatever. The torch passed to him? Or do you think Vegas wants Mayweather Pacquiao 2 off Pacquiao's win over Spence?
Well, here's the question I really have. is the COVID variant going to shut this fucking fight down and make it a closed fight in an arena?
I don't know if the country can go for a shutdown so quick. So I think this one makes it, even though the numbers go up. But if they continue to go, we're gonna wait a lot longer to shut shit down. I think on this one. If you notice, Lee, nobody's really mad at anybody over this one. This is really more about a vaccination issue than it is about any administration didn't warn us or we weren't prepared or just there's no one mad. So I think they wait. They wait it out until they truly do have to shut it down because Lee, they barely got over. I mean, didn't the eviction thing end last night? Isn't that the big news with
at the end of July? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're barely, their homeowners are barely getting their money back from some of these renters to tell them they're going to have to wait again. I don't know. It's going to be scary times here, though.
Yeah, I already know that part. That's Andrew and I were talking about it before the show. God, I'm so excited about the moratorium being over. Oh my God. Lee's famous again. I've waited so long, quietly. They've all come back. All right, let's talk about the odds for Pacquiao and Spence, which is where we were a minute ago. 2 years out of the ring, allowed my body to rest. Of course. Is he going to say that God?
You guys didn't even answer my question.
You want me to try to do my Manny Pacquiao? I haven't tried doing Manny in a while. Listen.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
No, I think we're going to get Spence and we're going to try to get Mayweather and Pacquiao. That's what I think Vegas wants. Vegas could give a shit about Errol Spence. I'm sure.
They don't. I don't give a shit about Errol Spence. I think he's going to get knocked out. Let's skip the article. Now the odds are at 2-1. So let's just cut to the chase and find out whether or not I respect either of you in the morning. I start with you, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Have you changed your opinion on the outcome of this fight? And I'm going to give you some help this time.
Okay.
If Vegas truly wants what you say, which is what I agree, and what Manny Pacquiao and the PBC really want, which is for him to fight Floyd Mayweather because it's an ungodly amount of money, that means that the decision goes to Pacquiao, short of Spence beating him from pillar to post for 12 rounds, which is impossible with Manny Pacquiao. So let's see if we've changed your opinion at all. How do you see the outcome of the fight?
Well, my opinion has absolutely not changed. I still think that Errol Spence is going to take it. Considering, they're in Vegas, I realize that is going to play a major role, but he is going to be, he's going to be clear. I don't think he's going to be able to stop Manny. I think I've said this before, but he's going to look as though he can. That's how dominant he's going to be. And so I don't think that he's going to end up losing a decision. I want to say Spence is going to take it anyway, but there is that part of the back of my head that doubts it because they are in Vegas after all. So as of right now, no. Now the fight hasn't come. The fight is still approaching. Maybe in my opinion will change as the fight approaches and gets closer. But as of right now, I'm still going with Spence.
Survey says. Sorry.
Oh, soundboard. Soundboard is broken.
Oh, Lee's back with the soundboard again this week. I'm so excited already. Everybody buckle up. Andrew, player pass. Would you like to phone a friend? 50-50?
The odds on this are 2-1 in what? Pacquiao's favor or Spence's favor?
No, they're still in Spence's favor.
No, Spence, yeah.
So 2-1. So that's like a 3-point point spread in football. Seriously, 2-1. That he's not that.
It's a pick
favorite.
It's officially a pick 'em.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
We're a pick 'em.
So
we're a pick 'em.
We're a pick 'em fight. You guys also need to bring into effect. This matters. Who's made more money for Las Vegas? Who's made more money for the
PBC at this point?
But wait. Lee, who's shown that they'll fight anybody, whoever steps up, whoever Vegas or the promoters tell him to? It's Pacquiao. Listen, if Pacquiao wins, he gives Vegas the fight. If Spence wins, is there any guarantee that Spence fights Crawford? No. So why would they want to give him the win? Have Manny Pacquiao now favorite going into this fight. I'm telling you, This thing is building up. Spence better be nervous about this, or he better start. You might hear Spence in the next coming weeks talking a lot more about his future plans are, more than just about him taking out some old man. Las Vegas needs money. That Pacquiao Mayweather rematch fight makes more money than Crawford Spence. Manny by split decision.
Manny Pacquiao. Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. I wasn't
he
queued
did an
up
about
for
face.
that.
He
Hold
did an
on.
about
I
face.
wasn't queued for the party horn. Hold on. Wow. What the fuck, Andrew? I really didn't see you changing gears that quickly on me. Wait, hold
Curveball.
on.
What a curveball.
I thought you were
It's like
going
a M. Night Shyamalan swerve.
right? Like
I don't like you guys. You guys, listen. This everything that Spence has been doing, holding that fight, ransom, the Crawford fight, because it's really been him holding it up. All the PBC guys, don't give me this bullshit about it. Any of these things ended in negotiations. And all of the negotiations with PBC and either Canelo or Crawford, you are the B side. The fact that these fighters try to come in and act like they're the A side is the fucking problem with the negotiating going on between Canelo, PBC, Crawford, and PBC. So it's always been their fault. So no, this this is gonna get rusty here for Spence in these final rounds, these championship rounds. Don't be surprised that Las Vegas does what Las Vegas does and gives them Manny sweeps them. You know what I mean? Like they might have it a draw going into round 8. How many times has Vegas done that? They know how to do the math. Manny, Freddie Roach, all of these guys know what's on the table. They played this game many times, especially Manny. Manny knows the fucking politics of boxing. He's been involved with them how many times in the Marquez matches and the Timothy Bradley matches? Fuck, even some say in the Jeff Horn matches. He knows about the politics of boxing. It's a point system. You got to win, what, 5? They'll give them 7. You win 6, you definitely win the fight.
wow. Wait, one more time because I'm so wow. Can you say don't get it twisted, Andrew, just for the soundbite?
It didn't come out natural. We can't
Joining
do
us
it.
now on the
it wasn't
Newsmaker
organic this
line.
time.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Joining us now on the Newsmaker line from the studio, Manny Pacquiao. Everybody sing along.
We lost them.
We're not hearing anything, Lee.
You're not?
No.
What the hell?
It was just dead
Did you
air.
get the DJ party horn?
No.
Nope.
So much for a new computer, huh?
Hey, you know what? You know what? Are you telling me that the wrong buzzer wasn't there either?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh my God, I'm so pissed
Not
off
a
at this
single
moment.
sound
Oh,
effect.
no, I'm going to fix it right now because I just
Oh.
did 3 solid jokes and my humor needs to be felt. Like, I really thought all the sound effects were like working there, and I'm a little bummed out at this moment. So I am going to stop sharing the screen. And now I'm going to start sharing the screen again. And I'm going to share
I'm a little
sound.
bummed out too.
Sharing. Hold on.
Those,
I'm going to go through all the jokes
like the-
again. And you're going to
Don't
fucking
be a
laugh.
dick tease, Lee. Don't be a damn dick tease.
All right, hold
Give
on.
us a damn.
Let me rewind. All right. First of all, Miguel, I need you first. Tell me who you're picking in the fight. Just say who it is.
Jesus.
Errol Spence by unanimous decision.
Oh God. There you go. There's that.
There you go.
Okay. Andrew, who are you picking in the fight now?
Manny Pacquiao split decision.
Cool. Now we're on a roll. Joining us
All right.
in the studio live is Manny Pacquiao.
You ask me if I love you. In a choke, I'd rather hurt you honestly.
Is this the most whorish grab of money in the history of
As bad as De La Hoya's.
I was gonna say, good call, Miguel. Good call. We gotta match them. You
Never
gotta
lied
match
about
Oscars to Manny's.
We might have De La Hoya joining us from the studio. Thank you for that little update about that. And if you're wondering, does that mean we get to hear Oscar sing today? Get ready, kids. I'm feeling the soundboard today. All right, cool. You guys all know what I'm picking, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Theoretically, Miguel and I should be getting credentials for that fight. Theoretically. I would hate to think that I have to buy tickets to go to this fight. I may have already asked someone to go to it already, which is kind of a difficult thing with the COVID thing, the way it is. Speaking of Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya restructures his staff. Joining us on the line right now to discuss it is Oscar De La Hoya. Hey. Did you know I have employees, bro? Yes, Oscar, we knew that you had employees. Eric still works here, bro. I didn't know that. You know what he said? Why the fuck are you fighting some Victor Veter, whatever the fuck his name is? That's what he said. And I said, Triller, bro. Triller. Golden Boy promotion. Why am I the only one that thinks that whole sequence is funny? Like, I'm going to stop Oscar De La Hoya and fuck y'all.
Well,
Golden Boy
we can't see the screen, Lee. We can't see the screen.
Now we're back to you can't see the screen.
Now we're back to black. Yep.
Jesus motherfucking Christ. What is it today with the effects
That's
not
not
working?
going to get
Do
you in the
you
Golden
need
Gate.
to see the screen? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Do you need to see
Yeah,
the screen?
if you're concerned about getting into fights, you should be concerned about getting to the Golden Gate.
This show isn't for everybody, just the sexy people. So say it.
The beautiful
okay, let's
people.
try this with sharing sound. All right, let's try that. How's that? Can you see the screen now? It's better for you guys?
That's a negative.
All right, let's try again. We're going to go with this one and switch window. How about now?
Oof, still no.
What the fuck? Do you really need to see the screen? Is what I'm starting to think at this point.
Well,
Because
I guess not.
All right, just keep it moving.
so I either get sound. What's up? Dude, I paid $2,000 for this computer. The least it can do is show you the screen. In fact, I'm pretty sure it should blow me in the morning and go make my first pot of coffee at
$2,000 in the
$2,000.
morning.
I mean, I'm not putting it on the computer. I mean, it's a great friend. It seems to be into the same stuff I'm into. But truthfully, I mean, a little more effort out of this computer would be appreciated. It's starting to remind me of my ex. I'll show. That's a good joke. That's a good joke, kids. Golden Boy restructures. Golden Boy has announced that David Charolotta something or other will step into the role as chief business officer and equity partner. He joins existing partners Bernard Hopkins. Well, he didn't quit. That's exciting. And Eric Gomez, who's just embarrassed all the time. Trialt will strategically drive in all TV and streaming license deals, media and entertainment, marketing, communications. Oh my God, listen to this list. He will be in charge of licensing deals, media, entertainment, marketing, communications, corporate development, sponsorship, and co-manage all financial aspects. By the way, he's going to run the whole company. Because if you didn't miss it, the only thing he's not doing in that scenario is booking fights. And since they don't have any fighters left, and Oscar is their only fighter at this point, this is really literally a press release of Oscar's not going to do what he's doing anymore, and we're going to have David do it. And what we found out over here at Golden Boy, Oscar should have been doing all this shit. That's my take. Anyone?
All right. So back to so is this about Oscar working for Triller or someone taking over Golden
Oscar,
Boy?
somebody's taking over Oscar's shit.
Golden Boy.
What's happening?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, they have to, Lee. Oscar's going to be busy the next few months. He's planning for his comeback.
Oscar really did
This is
any
a
of this
permanent
shit?
move.
Wait,
This
hold
is
on.
a permanent move. Well,
Do you
no,
think
no,
that
probably
Oscar
not.
De La Hoya actually did streaming licenses, media, entertainment, marketing, communications, corporate development, sponsorship, and co-manage all financial aspects of the company?
No, but that's probably the title that he had for CEO of the company. So now there's a new CEO of the company. And because seriously, you guys, Oscar's plan is 2 fights and then Canelo or Floyd. So even if Canelo and Floyd say no to the rematches, Oscar's plan is still 2 fights. He's not going to be in the fucking the business side of Golden Boy right now.
Doing paperwork and shit. No way.
This is his plan. Don't ask to do it, but that's his plan. Is 2 comeback fights, and then he's calling out a rematch.
Miguel?
Yes. No, I mean, I don't think he did any of this shit to begin with. I mean, like what's the name was saying, like fucking Andrew was saying, it's just like, I mean, come on now, it's just basically putting this quote unquote title on someone else as opposed to him. But I mean, I'm sure he already had this motherfucker or someone else doing the work for him to begin with. So it's not a shocker. It's just making it official and public.
All right. I'm going to play a game early in the show. I know what the rest of the stories are. And here is the bet. Okay? You guys don't know the rest of the story. They don't. And in fact, my screen's dark, so you can all play along at home. Make it a drinking game. You know how I like to encourage alcoholism, especially early morning drinking. And here's the game. I know the rest of the stories. Do you think that there is a story that has transpired in the last week, Miguel, Andrew, and you, the fan, that includes the WBC, including some belt or some title for this fight?
Ooh,
it's a good game, right? It's a good game. It's a good game. I start with you, Andrew Labouche. Will there be a story today about how this will be a WBC ranking super fight for the paper mache Aztec Mayan? You know what it should be? The Baracho belt. Did I get that correct, Miguel? I'm not really good with the slang. He would be the Baracho, correct?
Yes, he would. Yes.
And he behaves
the R's
that
a little
way
bit harder,
as
but you
such.
good. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
I got it right this time. You know how I am with slang. I always don't do slang right. I don't want to be embarrassing. But yes, for the Baracho belt, which it's not what it's called, but maybe I'm lying. Andrew, what say you? How do you bet?
As much as I want to say no, sadly, we're talking about the WBC, so it's very possible that, yes, they have come up with some way to get their name on this bill in the building. So, yeah, and then very sad, but I'm leaning towards yes.
All right. Until we may or may not get to the story, here's a little bit of help. Each time I'm going to ask you guys at the end of each story as we grow closer and closer to the last story. But if we make it all the way to the pound for pound list, because that's my filler in case we run out of funny Caleb Plant's in the news. So let's be honest, that's at least an hour by itself. Miguel Antonio Barragan. What say you on that?
I want to say I haven't heard anything yet. And I mean, like, I do tend to keep my ear to the streets, so to speak, per Dr. Dre. So the fact that I haven't actually heard anything yet, I'm going to go against my better judgment.
That I use the UK Sun Times.
Shit.
Yeah. That makes a curveball for you, doesn't it?
It does. Some of their stuff comes out of left field sometimes. No, you know what? I'm gonna go. Although it's against my better judgment, I'm gonna say no. Not yet. No.
Well, the next story is not about Oscar De La Hoya and Abella. It's about De La Hoya and Belfort kicking off their press conference. That's right. The golden one, who likes the golden spoons placed in his golden butt. Please see the archives. Met Vitor Belfort, who looked incredibly ripped for Vitor, and it's pronounced Vitor. The golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya, 8-time world champion, had a press conference last week. These exhibitions that we're seeing, bro, are becoming like a circus, right? I want no part of that. This is a real fight, bro.
Of course.
It's a sanctioned fight and not an exhibition. Everybody knows me. I've never been in a boring fight, right? So what I'm going to do for this fight, I'm going to go out there and fight, okay? An exhibition isn't me. Vitor and I have too much at stake, bro. We do. When I see Belfort, I can see in his eyes how proud of his legacy is and how desperately he needs money. And that's why he's taking the fight. But I respect that. I only added a little bit. It's pretty close. I start with
They're
you.
all desperate for. They're all desperate for money. I mean, that's not big.
I
And,
don't
you know,
think Belfort has even had $1 million fight. I mean, let's be brutally honest. I start with you,
Well,
Miguel. You are our
he won
crossover.
on this night.
I think he's making probably close to $1 million for one night of getting his ass kicked.
Nah,
No?
nah,
Nah?
nah.
Nah.
Lee, if he's never made it, then why would they offer that to him? That makes no sense on their side of doing math.
Are you trying to say that Oscar De La Hoya
No,
is
you
cheap?
would not give a fighter this age. You could double what his last. I mean, I don't know what Vitor makes. I mean, maybe he made 500 grand, but you could add a little bit to what one of his last paychecks were, and the man would be happy to make that. I mean, come on now. It's this is the fight game here.
I got the buzzer from Andrew. Sad. Twice, Andrew? It's a little brutal.
Damn it.
Damn it. All right, Miguel. What say you?
I mean, like, I'm not sure how much he's gonna make as far as like Vitor making him $1 million. I don't think so. He has made like some decent amount of money because he's fought some pretty big fights, you know, and some fights being on pay-per-view. Back in the day when Affliction MMA got into, you know, the MMA business, and they had a couple of cards, Vitor was on there and he got paid handsomely as well. So I mean, I don't think he's gonna make the $1 million, but I think it's gonna be up there. I'm gonna say over 500K. I think. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards, over 500.
I know you guys have been waiting for this moment. Joining us in the studio from his studio is the real bloated one, Oscar De La Hoya. Whose music is more embarrassing? I turn to you, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Whose music is more embarrassing here? Manny Pacquiao's or Oscar De La Hoya's?
You know, I gotta say Oscar, and when he puts on that fucking sombrero, he just looks embarrassing to shit. It's just
Oh,
like,
you
dude,
want
don't
to
even
do
try,
the
please.
you want that
The
music.
mariachi. Yeah, the
I
mariachi.
think when he went through his Backstreet Boy phase is way more embarrassing than being mariachi. I disagree.
They're just
completely.
throwing
Hold
shit
on,
at
hold
the
on.
wall,
I need,
seeing
I
if
need,
something
wait, for
sticks.
that one. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Miguel gets
Try different genres.
wrong. You were wrong on that one, bro. Wrong. I am telling you, Backstreet Boy De La Hoya. Oh, way more embarrassing. Way.
He sounds like
more.
Duran or some shit.
You got to see the photo on the cover of his
Hey,
album.
sadly, wasn't he up for an award though?
Oh, was he? Oh,
Didn't
hell
like
no. Really?
Oscar
Somebody
actually?
nominated them?
Yeah, I think he actually profited off his album where Manny. I don't think Manny.
You know
did.
what? And I think Bjork's been up for a title. But what's the point, Andrew?
It really doesn't matter. I'm just saying you got to put that in there when you're comparing
Bob
the two
Dylan's
singers.
considered one of the greatest singers in America,
Oscars,
and I can't figure that out.
Oscar's mariachi video might have worked. It just might have worked. I don't know.
Might have worked. Andrew, what say
Well,
you?
I'll tell you one thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, years ago, just as a fucking joke, I actually bought Manny Pacquiao CD, like when that shit came out. Just as a straight
as
fucking
a
joke,
joke?
right? We
As a
listened to it.
joke?
We
He
couldn't
said with an
understand a damn
eyebrow
thing he
raise?
said. Yeah,
Or a
yes,
bedtime
and we
fantasy.
couldn't understand
Let's
what
be
it was,
honest.
but it was hilarious. We were like, oh well, let's add this to the fucking money that he makes.
Joining Andrew, his favorite fighter in the world, singing live at his local bar in Pasadena, where he will get picked up and driven home safely.
No.
He's reading the lyrics on his cell phone. I hope he's streaming it. Oh, this video is awesome. It's not as bad, bro. It's not as bad.
How does he not know the lyrics? Everybody knows it.
No, I think he's probably streaming himself on his phone. I want to believe he's streaming himself on his phone. And I actually know the Mexican restaurant he's at in Pasadena. Wow. How did I always just miss Oscar in Pasadena? It's very weird. Oh, well. Let's move forward. Boxing Buzz. And here it is.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
All right, go ahead.
So the Triller thing is a pay-per-view fight, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys
I want to
think
spend
most
my
of their
money on this?
Do you guys think most of their sales is going to be their money is going to be on the sales of that fight and pay-per-view? I don't think those guys are getting guaranteed money. I think it's going to be how good the fight does, because right now it looks like Triller is in real bad place financially,
Mhm.
right? With the Telefimo Lopez fight that they still haven't completed. There's $6 million in the hole on that one. Now, I guess they can forfeit and only pay a certain percentage. But I don't know if they have the guaranteed money for a fight that won't generate what they're already in one of those situations, I guess is a better way of saying it. They're already in the hole. So why would they tell Oscar and Vitor, oh yeah, we'll give you guys 25 million, and they don't have 25 million to get them? Because you'd got to think Oscar's on the high side of that money. He's going to be demanding a little bit more. Triller made 80 million with Tyson. They're probably thinking they're going to hit the same lotto, which I don't believe. I don't think Vitor Belfort is that big of a star. He might have been at one point in his career, but he's not today. And Oscar has used this card up, man. Oscar's fans are not going to come back for this bullshit. Oscar's already put them through so much of this money grab type of situations. I don't see them buying into this one.
Okay. I like where you're going with this, Andrew. I like what The Rock is cooking on this particular topic. It was fun. It was good. It was a good contribution. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This fight's not going to happen September 11th. LA is still on lockdown, or it's going back to lockdown. They're certainly on a mask mandate. It's kind of a shit show there. I mean, I'm just being perfectly honest. That's going to be a problem. Did
you guys hear? Did you hear about the lawyers? Lopez's lawyers are filing a lawsuit against Triller.
Oh, geez.
You mean Bob?
Breach of contract?
Isn't Bob his lawyer?
Of course. We knew it was coming.
I mean,
yeah. Once they started to try to lure, Teofimo to fucking to Australia, at that point it's just gonna go south real fast.
Yep. Yeah, they Telefimo Lopez. They're trying to say, why can't they be on the co-main event to De La Hoya's? And that's because then they're talking. You'll be millions and millions in debt. You add a $6 million debt to De La Hoya fight card.
You're already in the red.
So they're like, no, they're like, no, Lopez, we can't do that either. And Lopez is, he can't believe it, but no, there's reasons. There's no money there. Fucking blew that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Strong. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Next story. Boxing Buzz. And this is the story you've all been waiting for. The September 18th fight between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world, which was supposed to be a practically done deal. Yeah, right. Has apparently fallen apart. No shocker. Plant told ESPN that he agreed to everything, but Team Canelo's ridiculous requests became too much. Notice they didn't put what the ridiculous requests were. Like,
I know.
I don't know.
Yes, wouldn't have loved. Man, we would have loved to see what exactly these requests were.
Yeah, right. I want green M&Ms. Like, what is a ridiculous request as a fighter? That I get paid more because I'm the A side?
Yes.
That you make less because you're a shitty B side fighter? Wait, we can keep going down this list. That you actually have to get drug tested because the only possible way Canelo can win this is if he's hopped up on every known PED. That it's held at a neutral venue, because guaranteed the PBC would love to steal this fight and the belts and put them on Caleb for a rematch that would be through the roof. How am I doing so far? Can I keep going on these? A neutral selection of judges, a smaller fucking ring so that Caleb Plant can't run. Let's see, what else? And I don't know, equal shares of, the streaming and video rights, because after all, Canelo's the fucking star in this fight and Caleb isn't. How'd I do with the unusual and unrealistic requests? I start with you, Andrew. What do you believe are the ridiculous requests?
I don't know what they were. Listen, he's supposed to really take whatever Canelo and their team is offering.
Except ridiculous requests, Andrew. Get it correct.
The rematch thing might have played in big, because then Al Heyman just loses his title in one fight, right? There's no rematch. And they said the PBC was carrying this thing, so they're going to be the ones that were on the hook for the majority of the $40 million that Canelo was supposed to make. could just be a possibility Al Heyman pulled out because he didn't get his rematch. Then it made the 40 million, I guess, make sense. You can hope that Caleb can at least look good to make the rematch interesting. They make more money on the rematch. But no, he decided to keep the title. Canelo's hands are tied behind his back. Crawford's hands are tied behind their back. There's none. They've offered these men millions of dollars constantly. These men refuse fights. They say no, yet somehow the PBC is still in business. These fans still tune into their fights. I don't get it. I don't understand how people can be so blind to some of the bullshit that's put out there by this PBC company. Canelo is the reason why Caleb Plant was going to make the most money of his life. I know if you ask Caleb, he would have took whatever Canelo was offering. I know if they ask him off fucking record when Al Heyman's done being his fucking daddy. Yeah. You know he's gonna say I would have took whatever they offered. It was my manager that told me not to do it. And because he signed that contract, that man owns him. You know, I know they like talking about Bob owns everyone. Well, Al Heyman owns his fighters too. That's why he tells these men, call him Mr. Heyman after fights. They know who their daddy is. Okay. Caleb Plant fucking had to say no because Al Heyman wanted to keep that title. It just looks better for TV. They can put Caleb in a few more easy PBC matchups, and hopefully they can, a year down the line or so, they'll go back to the negotiating table, and Caleb will have made a bigger name for themselves, and maybe they get a better deal. But that's a big risk. You're playing when you had, what was it? What did they offer Caleb in this fight? 10 million?
10, yeah. What he asked, last I remember, that's what he was asking.
$10 million, man. This kid is going to really put, that's the biggest gamble so far that I've seen out of the PBC. You're going to put 10 million on the line. You have that guaranteed, and you're going to put that on the line for another year.
Belt on the line? Yeah. Is that worth losing the belt? Like, dude, it's a fucking belt. Lose the belt. Take the 10 mil. Goddamn.
And fight. Whatever happened to fighting and winning? Whatever happened to believing in yourself? Some of these guys at the PBC, they allow Heyman to make them look like they really don't believe in themselves. No, I need the most money ever because, you know, hey, what? You're going to lose? You're already doubting yourself in this fight?
Yeah, that's the real ticket.
You ever think Hagler and them walked away going, hey, you know, I don't know, I need the most money ever because, you know. Sad. It's sad, but this is what they're allowing Al Heyman to make them look like. I don't like calling them what I say on the this podcast, but I do because Al Heyman puts that there. He puts that in front of me. That illusion that these guys, they don't have a willingness to win. They're in it for the fucking diamond rings, the fucking houses, the horses, you know, the hot girl on the private boat. That's all they want. As long as Al Heyman can guarantee them that, they're good with doing everything that he says. That's the illusion that Al Heyman puts in front of me on all PBC stable. Spence, you look like a fucking coward not fighting the man of the welterweight division in Terrence Crawford. The man who beat the man is Terrence fucking Crawford. You look like a coward not fighting him. Caleb Plant looks like a coward not fighting Saul Alvarez. Don't give me this bullshit about an A and a B side. There's only an A side in boxing. There is no fucking B. When you're the champ, you're the champ. When Roy was at the table, when De La Hoya was at the table, Chavez, Pacquiao, Tyson, I don't give a fuck who was at the table. If they're a superstar, it's them and then you. No A and B. Cowards.
Hold on, I'm getting my sedatives out.
Is that what that noise was?
Okay, let me take a few of those. Instead, I'll go for this. You said pull out. Okay, cool. That's as far as I can go without going into a Caleb Plant white trash 20-minute dissertation. I'll give you the Beavis and Butthead joke. Miguel, can you top that?
No, I'm not even going to try to top that.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I certainly don't. I certainly don't disagree with Andrew. It's obvious that he's trying to hold the belt hostage. I'm talking about Plant here.
Is he trying to pull out?
He's trying to avoid having to pull out, so he doesn't want to like go in to begin with. I guess if that makes sense. but it's really bad. It looks really bad, not just on him but on PBC overall, knowing that they basically were running the shit and they still can't get it done. It's at this point, it's like, what the hell are they good for? We know they're gonna end up getting Caleb a couple of other title defenses just for the sake of adding more title defenses to his belt. It sounds like, just reading some of Caleb Plant's quotes, it's this dude legitimately believes that the unification and being undisputed champion is so much more important to De La Hoya than the fucking belt, than the $10 million it is to fucking to Caleb. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's holding out on. Last time, if I recall correctly, it was like there wasn't enough time to train. Now he has enough time to train, but now it's something else. It's like, dude, there's always gonna be something. It's this fucking laundry list. It's like chicks dating dudes. It's a laundry list of things they want in a fucking guy. It's like, no, I want all this and this and that, and then you can get your title shot at my IBF belt. Like, that's so much more important. It's really pathetic. So
did you just liken boxing to chasing vagina?
Yes.
All of a sudden, they're 40 with no children, huh? Is that what you're saying?
And they hit the wall. And they hit the wall, and they're like, oh shit, what did I do? I missed my opportunities when I had the opportunities, and now I'm only drinking boxed wine with a bunch of cats.
Sorry. I really have a lot to say on this topic. Moving forward. Oscar De La Hoya, I'm doing this for the right reason. Ooh, we are getting one step closer possibly to a story, so let's check in. Miguel, have you changed your opinion? Is Oscar fighting for a belt or not fighting for a belt? WBC style.
You know what? Shit. No, I'm going to stick with no still.
Still with the no. Andrew, have you changed your opinion on Oscar fighting for a WBC Baracho belt? That's a really good joke. I almost feel like we need to explain it, but I'm glad I just got the word right. I pulled that one out of my ass.
I want to say he's had a belt for all of these exhibition matches, right? The Floyd Paul one. Yeah, I gotta say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Suleiman's been weird, man. The dude's on a weird run right now. So yeah, I'm still leaning sadly towards yes.
Am I still correct in my translation of that? Basically, a drunken fuck, Miguel.
Yes. It's BO, so it just says borracho. Make sure it's a
borracho. I'm not
go.
rolling my R's hard enough, but
That's
yes,
right.
It's basically a drunk fuck.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, cool. Oscar De La Hoya, I'm doing this for the right reason. Money, of course.
Why not?
I don't have Cindy queued up here, but this is a money changes everything story. He's back. The golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya of East Los Angeles, returns to the ring. Miguel Maravilla. God bless him for writing this up like it's a real fight. Let's look at this. He's got to be new. I swear to God, he's writing this up with air quotes, and he went all the trouble of spelling and using commas correctly. I'm actually kind of impressed that he's trying this hard. The Phenom, Vitor the Phenom Belfort, who's 1-0 and 1 in boxing, of Rio de Janeiro, takes on De La Hoya at Staples Center on September 11th. Let's read more. I'm doing this for the right reasons. Yes, I'm not doing the voice because the quotes are just so goddamn insane. I'm doing this for the right reasons. I can't wait to fight Belfort and get back in that ring. De La Hoya told Fight News. It will be a fun fight, and it will be an intense fight. Intense. This will be a fight. I'm going to be intense for a lot of people. Wow. Today's word is intense. If you're playing a drinking game at home, let's see how many more times the word intense shows up in the article, shall we? It's going to be an intense fight for a lot of people. It will be emotional. What people went through. Wow, 20 years. We always remember. Wow. Are we having Cesar Chavez fucking wet dreams here or something, boy? The 8-time world champion in 6 weight divisions and the 1992 Olympic gold medalist and the foe of Andrew Labouche. Let's not do a song and dance or these exhibitions that we're tired of. These exhibitions, wow, how many times is he going to say exhibition?
Oh, I thought it was intense.
Are becoming a circus. I want no part of that. An exhibition, that's the 3rd time, isn't us. Vitor and I have too much at stake. Vitor has nothing at stake, dick. While I respect you, brother, Belfort, he said, I can tell you one thing. We are going to kick the shit out of each other. That's one thing for sure, De La Hoya told Belfort. I have zero animosity towards Belfort, De La Hoya told Fight News. Returning to the fights venue that saw the first boxing fight when he fought in an all-LA showdown against Shane Mosley with a statue of the Golden Boy outside of Staples. This is Oscar's homecoming. No, it would be Pasadena, and it would be the bar in Pasadena that he frequents. This puts everything in perspective for me. It reminds me of all the love I have for LA, the love I have for everyone that has supported me all of these years. Bottom line, we will get in the ring, and I can't wait. It's intense. God bless you, Oscar. Smart. The fact of the matter, I am 48 years old. I'm just doing anything possible to stay injury-free. The preparation has been all smart training. I will be ready. Is there any more great quotes? Yes. I wanted a different challenge, and that's why I picked Fedor. He is a legend, tough guy, a striker, and not a boxer. The fact that he is a big guy, this represents a challenge. Yeah, sure it does. I've been in the top. I've been in top challenges all my life. I've basically been fighting since I was 5. I've had every challenge in the book, including saying coherent things on live pay-per-view while drunk.
And high at the same time.
I have always fought the best. No, you haven't. That's a lie. I'm at peace now. No, you're not. I finally got there, and it's been a struggle. I get to the top of all of fighting, and that is what I love doing. I feel great. This is for the right reasons because I love it. Wow, I got love it in twice. It's hard to explain. I never gave up, and I will never give up. That's a lie, too. You fucking quit in the Bernard Hopkins fight. What the fuck goes on in his head? I start with you, Andrew Labouche. What the fuck goes on in his head? Does he believe the bullshit he spews?
Oh, did we lose him?
Did we lose Andrew? Did the dog eat the... I'll start with you, Miguel.
Yeah.
Does Oscar believe the bullshit he
It's scattered brain at this point, dude. That fucking smashing that he received at the hands of a fucking Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I left him, I think, forever traumatized. In addition to everything else he's got going on, of course, and lastly, of course, losing his cash cow in Canelo. So at this point, I think his brain is just a fucking dumpster fire of ideas, randomly sparking off, thinking like, "Oh, this is a great idea," and then he opens his mouth and out it comes. So it's just at this point, it's like CTE, I'm sure.
I'm going to turn this to you, Andrew. Now, I need you to do a really good take here so I have enough time to walk and get coffee and come back. And I'm going to give you the topic one more time. I need you to vamp for at least 2 or 3 minutes because I have to go all the way to the kitchen to get a full cup of coffee. All right, Andrew? Here's the question.
Yeah,
Feel free to go completely off. Does Oscar De La Hoya believe the shit he spews?
Unfortunately, I think when this fight was planned, I think Oscar was probably intoxicated with alcohol, and Triller was intoxicated with success of the Tyson Roy Jones fight. What makes me nervous about this one is, did Triller believe the numbers that Oscar was spewing at the bar? Talking live gates, talking pay-per-view sales. You know, I'm going to say it again, Miguel. I do not believe the fans are going to buy into this De La Hoya fight. He has left a bad taste in their mouth numerous times. We're talking the Hopkins showdown. We're talking the Pacquiao showdown. A lot of his fans thought he took a dive in both situations. We know for a fact that the Manny Pacquiao was a fixed fight. Freddie Roach came out, talked about an IV being in the arm. They talked about Oscar was throwing up all night because his stomach had shrunk down to a size where it just wasn't holding food. He starved himself to
make 147.
What was it, 147, I believe, that night? And then he couldn't regenerate overnight, you know, gain the 17 pounds or whatever these fighters come in. Rehydrate. There you go. Thank you. The next day. So we know that was a fixed fight. It was then in the Bernard Hopkins showdown, you know, the body shot where Oscar took it, he goes down to the canvas and he's slapping the canvas. Most guys that get a body
shot, that hurt a lot, bro. It hurt. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't believe it. Like,
Hey, all I'm saying is most guys that we've seen take a body shot that they don't move, right? It paralyzes them for
you mean
10, 12
slapping the
seconds. These
mat
guys are
and
coming
rolling
in.
around like a fish is incorrect behavior.
Yeah, he's like, damn it, like I want to
Damn
get up.
it,
Oh,
I
it
can't believe
hurts.
you caught me. I
Yeah.
can't believe you caught me.
Hey,
Bernard is so much better as a fighter. Oh, by the way, sign the contract, Bernard.
By the way, they were playing golf the day before. Was it Bernard? Was it him and De La Hoya playing golf the day before, or was it Floyd and De La Hoya? One of the matchups,
One of them.
Oscar was even seen. They were seen playing a round of golf before the day before the fight. So Oscar has left a bad taste in his fans' mouth for a few fights. Vitor Belfort is not big enough to get them off of their ass to pay for this fight. I think Oscar would have had a better chance at signing the likes of a Chuck Liddell, who's more loved. I know that the UFC and all that plays an effect. I'm just giving you more loved as an MMA fighter legend, a Chuck Liddell, or make it an all Los Angeles thing and try to bring out the Sugar Shane Mosley rivalry again. They had the steroids angle, right? I always thought De La Hoya could play that steroids card on Shane Mosley to get the third fight. Those two are loved in LA. Maybe they sell out a Dodger Stadium, but Vitor Belfort, I do not see him and Oscar making money. And so if Triller's head over heels on this, with they said, oh yeah, well, Oscar, we'll give you 15 million, or what did Mike Tyson make? Tyson made 8 million in that fight.
Oh damn! Against Roy?
Against Roy, yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
If they, even if they offered him the same as that, I don't know if Oscar brings that in right now on pay-per-view or in the live gate. I definitely do not see his live gate. I do not see his fans spending the thousands of dollars they once did on his fights. That's not going to happen in this one.
No, I think Oscar is banking on the boxing versus MMA thing again. Like that's essentially what it is, because it isn't necessarily Belfort's popularity at this point. It's just the fact that he's another, former or I guess retired mixed martial artist. Because I mean, Vitor has a little bit of hate from the MMA community because that fucker's tested positive for PEDs a couple of times. There was a point where therapeutic. I mean, that he tested positive for. That's what I'm saying. So
he would have made more money at the press conference, for God's sakes.
If that is the case, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there was a point where like testosterone replacement therapy, there was like some sort of like TRT? Therapeutic exemption, some exemption for a while, and he was whooping people's asses, and the motherfucker looked yoked to the gills. So he has a bit of hate, you know what I'm saying? So people aren't exactly gonna tune in to see like, oh, potentially a mixed martial artist do well. No, they're probably gonna tune in to see Vitor get his ass beat. But anyway, nonetheless, my point is to what you were saying. Vitor isn't necessarily the most popular retired mixed martial artist right now. I'm sure De La Hoya could have gone after someone else for the sake of the cash grab, but he's doing it with Vitor, and I think he's banking on the boxing versus MMA again, and not necessarily the fact that Vitor is popular, because he isn't.
All right,
and even Anderson Silva, would have been a
he
better.
He wasn't going to fight Anderson. He beat Chavez Jr. for God's sakes. Oscar wants no part of a real fight.
But wait a minute, this is where your Cyndi Lauper song comes in, though, because money changes all. And listen, Oscar, if we're talking, we're all talking about business side of it, he probably would have had a better chance of getting one of these MMA guys to agree to a cage fight and then agree not to take him down. Right? For an extra few $100,000, you're going to shoot, but it's not going to work every fucking time. You hear me? It's going to be one of those nights.
Make it look good.
Yeah. I'm just going to be the fucking wizard at getting out of your shot on this one night. And you never know. MMA guy, fuck it. You're going to give me $1 million? I'll do that.
Yeah.
Boom. Now we have a cage match. Now you have the interest of the fans wanting to tune in to De La Hoya versus Belfort. In a fucking ring? Come on, they're not tuning in.
Oh, I'm on the wrong verse. God damn it. I tried. Futilely, I tried to get it queued up correctly. Hold on. I'm trying really quickly. Wow, this is a really sad song about shit going sideways. Thank you, Cindy. All right, we have 8 stories left. Do you
Hey
want to
Lee,
change
if
your
I ever
bets?
sign, Lee,
Yeah.
if I ever sign fights, I'm gonna have that playing. Just that we're just gonna take that and just keep
Do you think
looping
it
it
plays
over
on a
and over.
loop in Al Heyman's office? Like you walk into Al Heyman's office and all you assuming Al Heyman is real. Assuming that he's real. 8 stories left. Miguel, have you changed your bet?
Wait, which one are we talking? Oh, the WBC
De La
belts.
Hoya. De La Hoya.
Um, damn it. You know what? I'm getting closer. Not yet, but I'm getting closer.
Ooh, all right. Andrew, have you changed your bet? 8 stories left.
No, sir. No,
All
it's
right.
actually getting stronger. My as we get later into the show.
That was well timed. All right, you guys have waited a whole week. I'm just going to step back and let the air breathe a little bit on this next story because Andrew's waited a whole week for the next topic, and it is all about the next heavyweight sensation. USA super heavyweight Richard Torres Jr. won by unanimous decision over Alegrian Chalupa Bolanente or whatever, and Rogaku Kukugan Shamalama Ding Dong throwback in Tokyo Olympics. Torres dropped both Budapest in round 1. And if you're wondering, yes, I butchered every name involved here. Keep it down. He will move on to Saturday's quarterfinal against the Cuban. That would be this Saturday, which would have been yesterday. I don't actually have the update. Sorry. I don't watch the Olympics.
I think he won again. Yes, sir.
All right, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
It
Oh
is
no,
been
yeah,
a
all
whole
right,
week.
Andrew. Me.
This is your favorite topic every
Oh my
4
God,
years.
here we go.
The Punxsutawney Phil
No,
of Olympic boxing. Let it fly, Andrew. Tell me all about the Olympic boxing.
no. Oh shit. Yeah. No, I haven't watched too much of it, Lee. It's been pretty sad. How they're showing these boxing matches. Listen, I don't know who their PR people are, but they should all be fired because they have not done justice for the U.S. boxing team. Richard Torres is the only one that I've seen come over my feed, yet there's like 3 or 4 young men and women going for medals still, or at least fighting to get into a medal round. Yet we're not being shown it. And it's just sad. That's where we are in amateur boxing right now because I'm linked up to a lot of social media. I don't know how your guys' feeds are, but I'm just not seeing it. We need to plug Mario Serrano right now. I mean, seriously, if that's where the amateur boxing is, they need to reach out to a guy like Mario Serrano, who's done big things for a lot of not only local fighters, but a lot of professional fighters. Like he would at least had schedules out, results out, stories on fighters. Like it's sad. That's where we're at. But yeah, Richard Torres won last night I believe he fought at 3 a.m. in the morning here. He won, and he's moving on to the medal round for gold. I believe that's what he placed with this morning. He's going for gold.
Andrew, did you just put Mario Serrano over like 16 times on the show? He's probably having a wet dream right now. I don't think we've said his name in quite some time. And shout out to Mario. He is a friend of the show. He does listen to the show, and he is a friend of
He
ours.
gets the job, but he would have got the job done, correct? The man's linked. He has everybody.
Me to go see Caleb Plant. I mean, what do you want me to say on the topic?
That's actually where I met Lee.
Yeah. This show would not
be
the way it is if it were not for Mario Serrano at this moment. Everybody send $1 to Mario Serrano. It would make him very happy at this moment.
And the big fail on the PR department of the USA Amateur Boxing. Whoever runs that, just a total disaster for these fighters in this go around. Now I heard, you've seen that we didn't do so good, right? A lot of our fighters were beaten out there, but does that matter?
No, I didn't see it, Andrew. That's why I asked you. Look, my friend, coworker, confidant, you guys all know him as Killian, watches the fucking Olympics every night like a mental case, and he loves it. He loves the Olympics, and every time I walk through the room while he's watching it, he's like, "This is real sports." And he was watching archery. I said, no, what was he watching? He was watching archery, and I go, "No, that's a game. That's not a sport. Archery is a game. Okay. Archery is a game. Boxing is a sport. Then he was watching water polo, and I went, that's just organized chaos. Okay, I've said my piece about the Olympics. I've never watched Olympic boxing. I'm always disappointed with Olympic boxing. I'm with the dude who was the one that flipped everybody off. That was
Michael Conlon. Yeah, the
yeah,
Irish dude.
Conlon.
Yeah.
By the way, how's that career working out, Conlon? Oh
Yeah,
well.
top
The
rank.
last-
Side note, how's that career working out, Conlon? Are you waiting
The
for the
last
state fight?
the last amateur fighter that caught America's attention is De La Hoya. Unfortunately, it was a lot to do with his mother's story of an Olympian from East LA that just lost his mom to cancer. But they aired
He's
his
not
fights
from East
because
LA. He's from Montebello.
it
and
doesn't
pisses
matter,
me
right?
off.
At that time, I know, but at that time, that's what they were pushing, and it worked. Since then, Stevenson, Andre Ward, who else has medaled in, and they just have not gotten the same exposure.
I
Andre
hear you.
Ward, one of the biggest drops fumbles boxing ever did. This young man went undefeated for basically his whole teen to adult life. He went undefeated. There's
totally hear you.
nothing of
And he
him in
played.
Oakland,
He
California.
was
There's no
the only
statues.
fighter to come out of there too. I mean, let's be brutally honest.
It's-
Out of
it-
East LA as a place, not Brooklyn or something else well known. He's the guy who came out of there, right? In fact,
He comes out of Oakland undefeated and with the
Yep.
gold medal, you guys. With the gold medal. It's not like this is some backyard store. Oh, he fought in this one, circuit where he never. No, this guy goes to the Olympics and goes undefeated there. Nothing. There's nothing.
nothing.
It's insane.
Shout out to Andre Ward. But I hear you. In fact, I will say this. I'm going to take credit. Nobody listens to my day job, but recently I've gone back to speaking full time, right? You guys know that part. But I've now been saying it. I grew up in East LA, and I was inspired by Oscar De La Hoya to say that. I say it every day, and in my mind, I smile completely. They go, "Oh, really? Where'd you grow up?" Montebello. It's kind of like East LA, but not, since there's a real place called
Yes.
East LA. In fact, when you drive through East LA, I just recently drove through there to an event with Killian. He goes, the signs actually say East LA. Is it LA or East LA? I said, it's LA, but the signs say East LA. It's awesome. Only East LA would give itself brand identity over LA by calling it East LA. And by the way, West LA does the same shit where all the snooty white people go. Is that bashing white people? I'm really watching my P's and my Q's. Here's my question about this. All right, because I got a game for both of you. You guys like games. Who do you think Richard Torres signs with after he gets through the Olympics? I start with you, Miguel. I've got both up, and I think I know the answer. But who do you think he's going to sign with?
He's a heavyweight boxer, right?
Yep.
Top rank immediately.
Yeah.
They're going to want to try to get an American heavyweight, another one, I should say, added to the roster. Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, one more.
What?
All right, I go to you, Andrew, while I queue up.
Yeah,
the sound
I
effects
gotta
again.
agree. I gotta agree 100% with Miguel.
Yeah, Bob
He's
does.
going to
Bob
top rank.
does like him some. Okay, let's be honest. It's an informed answer. Bob does like him some Olympians, right? And we don't want to get Bob started yet. We do have plenty of Bob stories left for the day. Where Big Bob? Yes, all of you, take a breath. Top rank Bob will be here today. Okay, it's really hard.
Hey, Lee.
I spoke all week.
When you look at the scoreboard for American heavyweight, where it's at, it's going through Top Rank. Tyson Fury has made $100 million with ESPN. He's making millions of dollars fighting on ESPN pay-per-view. On top of that, I think if they've been watching who their prospect or their young man might face in the future, all signs point to Top Rank. So he doesn't get out of Tokyo without a Bob Arum signing.
No.
I got to hear this.
All right, you guys are missing the easy one. I was originally going to tell you the real correct answer, but I'm just going to go with my crazy answer because it's so much more fun. Oscar De La Hoya plays the Chicano card, and he signs as the first heavyweight ever with an Olympic gold medal for Golden Boy. That falls dead in the room.
Where's
Signing
Torres
bonuses might go ahead.
from? What's Torres' ethnicity? I see Torres' last name. Where's he? What's his?
What do you
family
think he
from?
could be? I mean, it's got to be Latino. I mean,
know, but I mean, like,
unless he's straight up white and there's
like
some kind of weird genetic
Dominican or
joke
some shit?
going on here.
Like Dominican or something, or
All right,
like.
let's see where he grew up. You think is that going to change your answer?
No, it still won't. I mean, the fact that he represented USA, regardless. I mean, they, Top Rank has Big Baby or whatever. Like
Oh my God, he looks very Mexican. He looks way Mexican. He's kind of got that white Mexican thing going as well. All right, let's see where he's. I'm wrong.
He's spelled with
He's
an
Cuban.
S. Oh, isn't that?
Oh.
No.
Oh,
No, he's
hold on,
Mexican
hold on.
American. He's Mexican American.
Hold on, Andrew. Lee was
Yeah, there you go.
100% father. I was gonna even go PBC, but even if I said PBC, wrong.
No.
Bob's got him under contract before he gets on a plane. The Cuban thing sold it for me. That was the end of it right there. I'm like, the only other thing you could have said was Puerto Rican that would have made Bob's dick hard. I resent that. I can't get my dick hard. Moving forward. KO'd by COVID, Ben versus Granado doesn't happen. After all the shit talking by Adrian Granado this week, sadly, it was reported that Conor Benn tested positive for the AIDS and had to pull out of Saturday's fight camp for the main event against Adrian Granado.
To answer the question, Lee, Tulare, California is where the young Richard Torres Jr. is from.
You know what? If he was Mexican from Tulare, he's so fresh meat for Oscar De La Hoya. But Bob's already got it. And Bob's got a toe hold up there, Andrew. I already know that fact as well. He likes booking Fresno. I'll say it again. Wait, because it doesn't happen often on the show. How did Lee do with his prediction? Not even close. I wasn't even close on this one. The joke couldn't be set up. Nothing got right. I just made a gut choice, and I was utterly not even in the ballpark. Got it? Mark this on your calendar. I'll be predicting fight outcomes here shortly, and, that's more important. Conor Benn tested positive for the AIDS, Andrew, and Adrian Granados was able to talk shit all week, especially after the fight was canceled. In fact, his shit talking ramped up to a degree that it was almost fantastic about how he was going to beat the shit and silence Conor Benn, which is hysterical to me. Like, I didn't put any of the stories in, but I shit you not, Adrian Granados has now gone on a goddamn tirade of how he was going to silence and tame Conor Benn right after Conor Benn tested positive for the AIDS. Anybody sad about this? I start with you, Andrew Labouche.
No, actually happy that Granados was able to avoid that fight. Hopefully it's not rescheduled because it was a mismatch in the very beginning. Ben is just so much bigger than Granados.
Get it right, Andrew. You know what? You're wrong.
Yeah, he looked like
You're wrong. Adrian Granados would have killed him.
Yeah. He definitely would have thrown his punches. I'm not saying that the young man don't come to fight.
He said
He's
it right
just
on the
always
telecast
overmatched,
on Saturday,
overpowered.
Andrew. He had it. He had the fight. He had it completely.
I hear you.
Completely worked out.
Every time he puts his head down and closes his eyes, he won. I get it. And with many fighters have had those feelings when they went to sleep the night before the fight.
Miguel Antonio Barragan, what have you got on this completely ridiculous story of Adrian Granados winning the match in his head?
I'm definitely not sad that the fight didn't go down. We talked about it last week. Granados being an undersized, I should say, welterweight. It wasn't going to go good for him, I suspected it was going to get pretty. We figured he was going to get fucked up during the fight. So understandably, this shit goes down because of COVID and the fight gets scrapped. The co-main event gets moved up to main event, and we got ourselves actually pretty entertaining fight as main event if you guys saw it. But I am in no way, shape, or form disappointed that the Conor Benn and Granados fight didn't go down because let's be real here. He just spared Granado's the ass whooping. So
That is
no,
not
I
true.
certainly-
What are you doing?
What am I-
He is the second
I'm
coming of
glad-
that division. That belt is his. His words exactly.
I'm sure. I believe it. And I mean, I'm sure at some point he's starting to sound like fucking what's his name, Chavez Jr. when talking about Triple G. He's like, yo, I think it'd be a good fight. Yeah, right. I'm sure.
So is Canelo in Oscar's mind, which I so hope they make that fight. That might be the first fight I actually go to as media where you actually see me cheer for Canelo from the press box.
Hey, don't
Beat him again.
Don't get it fucking twisted, Lee. If De La Hoya wins, and Canelo keeps losing at the negotiating, shit, don't be surprised. What else would they have left? What out right now? What do they have left? A Triple G match?
For the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. Just say it out loud. It sounds so great.
They would have to do it over the pond. I don't see it making 40 million over here in America. Him and Bivol, no. I think they do that fight in the UK on DAZN. They let DAZN run that whole thing. DAZN would go on, get on the hook for all the money, and they would try shit out of that fight in the UK. But that fight doesn't make shit in Las Vegas. I don't even think the Mexicans fan base knows who the fuck Bivol is.
No, I don't think so. Not once. I even like my dad remembers the last name. But he's like, "Who the fuck is it?" I'm like, "Dad, all right, let's watch him real quick," because we've seen him fight on Top Rank and ESPN Plus a couple of times. So I have to remember who he is. I mean, I have to remind him who he is. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Joining me in the studio for our next story. By the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories or so. Miguel, do you change your it's getting interesting, right? We're getting down to the final 6.
Yes, I'm getting a little antsy. I'm starting to feel it, the pressure now. I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm gonna still say no.
Andrew.
I'm going with yes still, Lee. Yes,
all
sir.
right, I like that. I like
Suleiman
hanging
won't
strong.
let me down. Yeah.
Joining us in the studio for our next big story is Top Rank Bob. Yes, what? I know you guys are all excited. I'm not. That's why I had to go get coffee, because Top Rank Bob takes coffee. Good morning. How are you both doing today?
Doing well, Bob. Thank you. How about yourself?
Apple Lapache.
Yes, sir. Doing very good, Bob.
I'm here to read the next story. Everybody excited? Where the hell is my New York accent? You know, it takes them a few minutes to get into the voice. All right. I'm proud to announce this. It happened during the week. Did you hear the big news, Manuel?
I did not, Bob. No, please elaborate.
What about you, Apple?
No, sir. I did not hear the big news.
All right. I had a press release. I didn't write it. You know, I don't do shit, right? I like to smoke pot. But it was a great idea when I had it. And boy, was I fucking high when I did this. You know that bitch, Cynthia Porsche, whatever the fuck her name is, right?
Yeah, we want to get into fights, Lee.
And you know that chick with the hot tits, Michaela Mayer? Andrew? Apple?
Yeah, go ahead.
Guess what? I'm the first one to do this. A threesome. No. All right, no.
You're fucking stupid,
that's
Lee.
not it. All right, shut up. Don't make me lose my place because I'll start laughing. I'm making broadcast history on Saturday, August 14th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I will be killing black people again. No, that's not what I'm doing. Christina Porcherero will be joining the reigning WBO junior lightweight champion, Michael Mayer, and they will form the first ever broadcast team that's all female ever on a broadcast on ESPN. Reaction, Manuel.
I don't know. Congratulations. Thumbs up. Good going. Kudos, I guess.
Did you know that we have Nico Ali Walsh, the grandson of Muhammad Ali, on the card?
I was not aware of that, but I do know now. Thank you, Bob.
I'll squeeze that kid like I squeezed the old man. What about you, Apple? Are you excited for the all-female telecast?
Yes, that's outstanding. I'm so glad ESPN is so woke and they're able to put this together to allow two women to broadcast fight, and world peace is definitely coming.
Thank you, Bob. You were all the bit of Bob today. Wait, let me check with our sensitivity expert. Miguel, did I do enough today to let Bob go?
You did plenty. You did plenty.
Thank you. Everybody take a deep breath. And if you're the woman who's theoretically dating me, I'm just saying, you might need to wrap your brain around that last segment. Hey, I've got good news, kid. Bo and Malignaggi joined the exhibition circuit.
What?
Promoter Damon Feltz told TMZ he has a pay-per-view card that's in the works featuring former heavyweight champion Riddick Bowe and former junior welterweight champion Paulie Malignaggi. The event would happen on October 2nd at the James L. Knight Arena and Discotheque in Miami. The 53-year-old Bowe would take on former NBA star Lamar Odom. You know, the Kardashian. I think I'm right on this one, right?
Oh, jeez.
Miguel, am I right?
I'm pretty sure you are, yes.
Cool. While the 40-year-old Malignaggi will take on TikToker Corey B in another bout. Rapper Aaron Carter, as in that Aaron Carter, ? Is slated to fight Andrew's favorite opponent, Tubba. Where do I even begin with this one? Do we have Riddick on the show? Or was the execution of black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where my family's from, more than enough for today?
Lee,
I'm keeping
terrible.
people woke, Andrew. You can look at it both.
No, that's terrible. That's terrible. Hey, listen, I got something. One, Riddick Bowe should not be medically cleared for this fight. Two, I'll always remember Lamar Odom for ODing at the Bunny Ranch. I'm sorry. He is not a Kardashian X anymore. He's the former NFL player that OD'd at the Bunny Ranch.
Wow. And you just gave me shit for everything I just did. I could get to the sound effects for that one all by itself because Andrew did the greasiest joke of the day. That's right. It's time for.
What do you mean? That is fact. That happened.
How do you know about the fucking Bunny Ranch and somebody being at the fucking Bunny Ranch and the fact that you know about the Bunny Ranch and this story about the Bunny Ranch and what the fuck were you on? I'm already doing all the things your wife's going to say if she listens to the show or somebody passes this along. So let's get it over with, Andrew. Why don't you answer for yourself knowing about a story about the Bunny Ranch?
I don't know. I'm just telling you. That's what I remember him doing.
A bird. Here's the answer. God damn it, Andrew. A little bird told me while I was at work, honey.
Yeah, there you go. Came over
I don't know
feed.
shit. What is the Bunny Ranch, Chris? I don't even know what that is.
Oh
right?
no, we've had cable. We've had cable our whole life. He used to have a show on HBO.
Oh, yes, exactly. I remember that.
All right.
Yeah.
Miguel, did you want to contribute to the shit show card or tell me about somebody else who was spotted at the Bunny Ranch?
No, just that I know Lamar Odom. I'm gonna totally skip that one real quick. I'm gonna say, Lamar needs the money. I think, his fucking divorce with one of the Kardashians is pretty bad. So I can see why he's doing this. Why the hell they're gonna allow Riddick Bowe into a ring again at this point is beyond me. But I mean, apparently these guys are that thirsty for money at this point. They're that, down and out. So it's pretty fucked up. But I mean, whatever. Shit, these guys. I'll be lying to you if I said I wouldn't want to watch this train wreck because I probably do want to watch it.
Riddick Bowe sounds like Tommy Hearns right now when he talks.
Yeah,
I bet you, I almost can guarantee you, if they shot video of Riddick Bowe sparring on the mitts or on a speed bag, he would look like Muhammad Ali going into the Larry Holmes fight. This fight should not be legal. They should stop this. The doctors should stop this from going. Riddick Bowe is in no shape to go. And not only did that man take years of punishment in the ring. He took health issues outside of the ring, right? Wasn't he the one who overate himself?
Yeah, he
And
ballooned
went
up in between fights.
diabetic. Yeah, he's been fighting diabetes and everything. Like this is bullshit.
Hold on, Andrew. Let me check with Miguel first. Are we allowed to have Riddick Bowe on the show? Sensitivity expert Miguel Antonio Barragon.
Yes, of course.
Oh,
Green light.
good God.
Please.
You are all the way in today, aren't you? Huh? All right. Joining us in the studio here, walking out of my closet to sit down at the desk and take over the microphone, is none other than Riddick Big Daddy Bowe. Excuse me? Did you know that you've been signed up to fight, Riddick? Tyson. So you're doing all of this to fight Mike Tyson? Yeah. There you go. That's because that's about all the words that man can utter. His diabetic lip keeps him from speaking actual words, but I'm excited about TikToker Corey B. Miguel. I am. I don't even know who that is. I'm just excited. And oh my God, Aaron Carter's going to fight too. How am I not invited to any of these fight cards? I feel left out. Like you are literally at the B and C ring of talent for celebrity, pseudo-celebrity boxing. And I'm putting it out there for this fight card. Lee Honish, Danny Bonaducci too.
Jeez.
No? No luck?
No, I'm going to say no on that one.
Well, hey, let's go to Boxing Buzz for July 30th as we get 4 stories closer to the end of the show. Boxing Buzz on Fight News. If you don't know what that is, that's where they just talk rumors. And I just like the fact that this is their cute way to table it. Looks like Canelo Plant unification clash is dead. Well, we knew that the minute they said it was dead. But all right. Canelo now needs a new opponent quickly. His traditional Mexican Independence Day fight date. Canelo's team has reportedly reached out to, everybody take a deep breath, WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol. WBA president Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. Was it really white today, Miguel, or did I at least get in the ballpark?
You were in the ballpark. I mean, you're a little bit out in left field, but still in the ballpark.
Cool. And female champion Hannibal Gabrieles will present the WBA light flyweight champion belt to Estran Bermudez on Tuesday at I thought it was all part of the same story. Sorry. Forgive me, everyone. All right. Let's start. I start with you this time, Miguel. Dimitri Bivol, Canelo for Mexican Independence Day. Still, what do you think?
Well, I'm not sure if we're going to get into another story about this, a couple of stories, before the show ends. But from what I've read already,
that's a rumor. The story you're talking about is more of a rumor than this rumor. I had to weigh my rumors at this moment.
Gotcha. So I would not mind seeing this fight, of course, because that's what everybody at this point, everyone is going to continue to hate on Canelo until he finally loses. So then they can say, see, I told you he wasn't shit. Basically, that's what everybody's doing. It's like, oh no, he's going to have to fight Anthony Joshua at some point. It's like, relax, fucking relax. It doesn't matter who the hell it is. He's going to get so much hate and he's going to try to fight everybody.
He's never going to get respect.
He's never going to get respect.
With him?
He's going to fight Bivol, and if he ends up beating Bivol, they're going to be like, no, what about Better Beef? All right, and then after Better Beef, well, now he's going to have to, like, Jesus fucking Christ. If it's not one thing, it's the other. I get it. They already hate the motherfucker. So I rather not see him move up to 175 again. When he did fight Kovalev, it was, not the killer anymore. It was a different Kovalev. But, whatever, he did his thing. He knocked out Kovalev. Fantastic. But I don't think, if you look at, Canelo's fucking forehead after that fight, it was bruised up with jabs that he received from fucking Kovalev. It's probably not a good idea to move up to 175, 168. He's comfortable. He's still a short, stocky dude, for the weight division. Usually, us Latinos aren't exactly very tall. Big guys, it's a rarity. So, come on now, it's probably a bad idea to move up to 175. But if there's an opportunity there and he's willing to take it and it's something that, he feels challenges himself, at some point it's going to go bad for him. Let's just be honest here. He's going to go too far. He's going to try to do too much and it's going to go bad for him. I'd rather him not move up to 175, at least for the time being. But he's doing it in a calculated manner, in a calculated risk, I guess you can say, not going after better BF right off the bat. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one. I would rather him stay at 168, but considering fewer and fewer challenges and fewer titles out there for him at 168, well, I guess he has no other choice at this point.
Andrew.
It really risk and reward, I think, plays a big factor in Canelo's decision making right now at this point in his career. The problem with DAZN and Canelo's, he has that nice contract that says they're supposed to pay him upwards of $30 million per fight. They've already been in conflict over him once about the opposition that he was facing to the money that he was making. Yes, maybe he moves up to 175 and takes on those guys, but if the money really isn't there and they're asking him to fly over the pond and go do the fight in their backyard, then maybe Canelo works a new deal with DAZN to take lesser money and fight a title defense, right? Another year drum will be coming down the pipeline in the super middleweight division. So that's really what Canelo has in front of him right now. I don't see a B-Vol or Better Be fight packing a Dallas Stadium or doing the $20,000 front row seats that Vegas asked for when they have a caliber of fighter of what's supposed to be Saul Alvarez. One thing real weird about Saul is does he really generate the money of Pacquiao and De La Hoya and these other guys that used to fight in Las Vegas and make $30 million per night, even a Floyd, then throw Floyd's name in there. So that we still don't know on any given day. Do the movie stars come out and watch Saul Alvarez? Yet to be tested. So I really don't know if he can do those fights with those guys from Europe over here in Las Vegas. He would have to go over there, and that's where that risk and reward comes into effect.
We're reaching the home stretch now, down to the final few stories. And it's time to reveal the winner of today's game show. It will either be one of the next three stories or not. And you, the fan, and or one of these guys will be correct. We'll give them one last chance to change their answer. And here we go. Andrew Labouche, will there be a WBC story in the next couple of stories? Maybe.
Yes, Yes, De La Hoya and Suleiman been in bed for a long time. I see De La Hoya reaching out for some shiny belts to try to make this fight look legit. Yes, sir. Miguel
Antonio Barragan.
Okay, I have been persuaded, guys. I have been persuaded. Over the course of this show, I have photoshopped a belt or an image of what the belt is going to look like. So in your text messages, you guys will see how exactly.
Knowing you've been probably searching for it too. You would cheat. I feel that you would cheat to get this.
I was honest with myself. I said I won't look it up, but I'm going to have to say yes. They're going to somehow sneak in a belt into that fray one way or another to have those three letters. You guys have ever played La Loteria?
It is. I got to send this because this is definitely going on the show. Oh my God. I'm making mistakes. If you guys are really digging the artwork that I do at the beginning of the show, trust me, today's Baracho belt is going to kill it for sure. And the final answer for both of you at this exact moment is...
Yes. 100%.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I had that carrot on the stick.
That was a fun game, right? It was a fun game. It was a fun game. It was a fun game. That's what you need to think at this moment. It was a fun game. But we do have a Baracho belt artwork with tacked on pictures. This is I do
believe Miguel he just ignited the plan to start going. The ball is rolling now.
Wait until I call this show. Well, I'm gonna help you guys get I'm big on manifesting and meditating, so I'm gonna help this out. I'm gonna make the show about Oscar and Vitor fighting for the WBC Baracho belt. I said that very white. Baracho belt. I hate it. I hate talking Spanish. I just sound so goddamn white. I'm irritated when people from other countries try to speak U.S. English, and it seems kind of painful to me when they do it. And I don't know if anybody else feels the way I do on that topic. Let's move forward because we had a weekend of boxing. Let's talk about some of these fights. Unbeaten junior middleweight Evan Young Holyfield, the young Holyfield, scored a third round KO against Agustin Cicero, who was 16, 19, and 3. Where do you even find a guy like that? Like, is there a book? I feel like it's like they were in Rocky 1. Like there's a book that comes out with just shitty fighters that you can look up with insane records.
Shitty club fighters.
Shitty club fighters. Hey, you got anybody on the shitty club circuit? So he is now 7-0 with 5 KOs. I start with you this time, Miguel. How long before Young Holly, by the way, spelled Y-U-N-G.
Oh,
God, I
jeez.
hate that part too. Evan Young Holyfield. Young Holyfield. How long till he gets a title shot? He's currently 7-0. This is an overs-unders bet. What are you setting the line at for this?
I have to suspect that it's going to be a minute before he does, because the fact that he has his pops in his corner and his pops has way more experience in the business. I'm sure he's gonna
You're
try
saying
to protect
that
him as much
Holyfield
as
is
possible.
coherent enough not to try to drain
Well,
his son of money?
remember, he's a Rocky thing. He's getting
He is
smarter as he
broke,
gets older.
right?
So
You know
that's true.
he's
Yes,
broke.
yes.
The
But
old man's broke.
he's getting smart old. That's a Rocky.
Smart. He's getting
You know what I'm
smart
saying?
old.
Yeah. So I think he knows better, and he's going to try to keep his young holy protected for as long as he possibly can. So it's going to be a while before he even gets close to a title shot, I think.
I want to believe that he does that head shake that he does, and he's like, somewhere in my brain, this is a bad idea. You should fight more, son. But man, damn, 10 million is 10 million. By the way, the head
Have any of you guys ever seen the movie The Groots? No.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it called? The Croods.
Yeah.
Remember when the dad's beating his head, leave? Idea, come out. I have a feeling that's Evander behind closed doors.
Wow.
Like he just beat.
Again, a father-son relationship.
When you said that, that's the
working
first
out
thing
in
I thought of
boxing.
was the Croods.
All right, what do you say?
Hey, and then talk
Andrew?
about
title shot.
Well, no, I agree with Miguel. I think they hold off. They gotta let him grow. He has no, as far as I know, he has no amateur background. He's not a former Olympian, anything like this. Is so much more going for him coming into the professional ranks, where they've got to start his son out slow. And to be honest with you, if they do it correct, they can make millions of dollars just on that. We've seen Chavez do that with his son. Young Chavez Jr. was making $1 million way before he should have, and they had a long career of fighting a bunch of nobodies.
No, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, that worked out.
Oh,
like a charm.
No, the relationship didn't. The relationship, but financially, those guys were doing very good. Very good. So if Evander knows how to sell a ticket using his name and it's doing good over there in Atlanta, no, look for his son to keep knocking out people in Atlanta and selling out crowds, casinos.
What, Evander? What are you listening to over there? I mean, that's assuming that you could understand the lyrics, Evander. Shout out to Evander Holyfield. Still funny to me, nonetheless. All right, let's talk about Yildirim. You remember Yildirim? Does everybody remember Yildirim?
Oh, yes.
Well, he was back in action this weekend, and he made a lot of statements before the fight that he was not a shot fighter after fighting Canelo Alvarez in February. And this was going to be his big return to the ring. And he was going to show everybody. That is until he had the fight. And the scorecards came back. And the final scores of this fight for what should have been basically a very simple European British Commonwealth Cruiserweight title between, Jack Cullen. He fought Little Lever. What the fuck is his nickname? Little Levers Meat Cleaver, Jack Cullen.
What?
That's the dude he fought. Little Levers Meat Cleaver.
What does that even fucking
Jack
mean?
Cullen. Well, let me read the headline.
Sounds like he's a hitman for some
spirited rounds. Little Levers Meat Cleaver, Jack Cullen, who was 20-2 and 1 with 9 KOs, scored a unanimous decision over world title challenger Avni Yildirim. who now drops to 21-4 with 12 KOs in London at their bubble. Wow. This is just lowering the Canelo stock ever so much every time one of the guys he fights then goes. So here's the argument. Does Canelo fuck these guys up so bad that the next time they fight, they just don't look impressive anymore? I can even make that statement about Triple G, who, while he's won, hasn't won Triple G style. I think this is a series of things. Is Canelo so good that he basically beats 10 years of boxing off of you, where you're just basically a shot fucked up fighter? I start with you this time, Andrew. Is it Canelo fucking him up, or are they just fucked up fighters? I guess is the story.
The greatest fighter out of Canelo's country is Julio Cesar Chavez, who used to beat his men into submission before knocking them out, basically.
Andrew.
And two of his fighters, Roger Mayweather and Meldrick Taylor, went on to become champions. And he put big beatings on them. Mayweather was knocked out twice, once both TKOs. Once he quit on his stool, the other one the ref stopped. And then Taylor was put in the hospital for, I believe, 2 weeks after the Chavez fight. Both of them come back to be champions. So, no, yes, the stock drops significantly for you when your big title defense doesn't pan out to become a legend or a champion. They just go away. That does speak. And when you talk historian, the history side of your legacy, your opposition will come up. So yes, Yildirim does nothing for the argument of Canelo Alvarez's legacy.
Miguel Antonio Barragan.
I mean, I guess fucks them up to the point where he's giving them their biggest paydays and they just don't give a shit after that. I have to say, talking about guys like Yildirim and Saunders. It's like, all right, well, biggest payday of career, cool. Time to fucking call it a career.
He really fucked up Saunders. Let's be brutally honest about Saunders.
I mean, he didn't
all the way out of boxing.
Yildirim any favors either, but I mean, still, it's just when they get that big ass payday and they're like, okay, because I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that Yildirim is back in the ring this fucking quickly. I mean, granted it was several months back, but I was just like, wow, I thought he was going to take maybe a couple of years off shit for the payday that he received. But I mean, he's back in here. Okay, great. But did he look, as impressive? I don't know. I mean, is he even relevant at this point? How, Fight News is putting them on these articles, but I think fucks them up to the point where I'm talking about financially giving them a big old payday, and now they're like, let me not get up as early to go running the next morning.
All right. There you go. That was a good story. That I got way more out of that story than I really thought when I put that story up. I didn't actually see the angle until I put the story up, if you're wondering how my brain works when I write these stories. Hey, everybody. Andre Durrell returns to boxing and with a victory. You're saying who? Right. That's exactly right. That's how shitty boxing was on Saturday night. Now campaigning as a light heavyweight, the 37-year-old Andre Durrell returned to the ring with a KO win after a 19-month layoff. Durrell, now 28-3 with 18 KOs, scored a third-round KO over Christopher Brooker on Saturday night at the Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey. Durrell dominated the fight, putting Brook down 3 times. The time was 2:58. So the reason I bring this up, because it's completely amusing to me, other than the fact that there was literally nobody in the arena to watch this fight, is have we now sunk to the fact that how is Andre Durrell getting any time? Shouldn't he be like a throwaway story at about the same level as young Holyfield? I start with you this time, Miguel. Andre Durrell, do I really have to tolerate B-level ejected PBC fighters like Andre Durrell?
I mean, you basically just answered your own question.
Was he ever a name?
Well, this is Andre, right? He wasn't in the Super 6,
yeah.
Right? Am I getting him confused? He was a Super 6, right? Like back in like 2011.
Yeah, well, he got beat in the first round, but yes,
right,
yeah,
right,
that Andre Durrell, yes.
Okay, so yeah, that was his, I don't know,
moment in the sun.
That was his moment, exactly. His 15 minutes, and I mean, he is still with PBC, so of course they're gonna give him, some air time. So you basically answered your own question there. Yes, we're gonna have to see these B-level fighters fight frequently as long as PBC puts them on, which they most likely will. So yeah, I mean, whatever. I didn't even realize he fought this weekend.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely the only answer. That's the only answer you needed there. I didn't even know he fought this weekend. My cousin called me yesterday and we were talking. Is there any fights tonight? I said no. I knew Darrell was fighting you guys, but Granados and Ben had been canceled. So the answer was no. There was no fighting on.
Well, you're
and
wrong, Andrew.
The bigger
wrong.
the bigger story. Did you guys see the undercard to Pacquiao Spence?
No.
No.
You're breaking.
That was released. You gotta look it up. It should be on our feed. I'm sorry I don't have it for you. I didn't text it over. I know Ugos made the bill, and a surprising fight, Lee, that I thought you'd be all over. Robert the Ghost Guerrero is returning to the
awful.
PBC pay-per-view, right? This is how bad it is. Guess who he's fighting? Guess who he's
I
fighting?
don't know. Heavyweight contender, somebody?
Victor Ortiz.
What?
Is this 2010 again?
Victor Ortiz and yeah, I know, right? Robert Guerrero. Well, Victor Ortiz was cleared of all his rape charges.
Let me see if I got this fight straight. We're doing the battle of brain damage, right? We got a guy on the cusp of brain damage in Guerrero, and we've got a guy with legit brain damage in Ortiz. What are they thinking over there? We need a man to die in the ring to add a little bit of spice to the undercard?
I don't know how these two made a pay-per-view bill. The Spence Pacquiao fight will pay for it.
Got to be the co-main event.
No, it's actually Ugos. And they put Ugos as the co-main because he's going to get the winner. We all know that if Spence wins, he will not be fighting Terrence Crawford. He's going to fight Ugos. So Ugos is the co-main event from what it says on the press release. I forget the young man he's fighting. He's fighting like a prospect that never really blossomed for the PBC. I forget the young man's name though. But the more interesting fight, or the interesting fight that I seen was how the hell did Guerrero and Ortiz make a pay-per-view bill?
Because they'll fight for 10 grand. I mean, that's my only assessment of that fight. I mean, they will work for food at this point. There's nobody beating down the door.
Especially Ortiz. Ortiz is the one that, I mean, Guerrero, at least, I always say this, at least Robert made some decent money when the PBC first started. They were handing out some big checks to these fighters. Robert was a part of that little wave right there. Victor Ortiz, he's the one that's had the serious troubles. He's had the legal troubles with the
yes.
I know he was cleared, but all those
Covina's own Victor Ortiz. Yes, I know him well.
Yeah. Yeah, he has court fees, lawyer fees, everything else he has to pay for, and he had the one Mayweather showdown, but I don't know if that translated to him making millions for the PBC when they first started, or if he was already a journeyman at that point. At least
will
Robert
work for a CAT scan. I don't even know what this fight's all about. There's all kinds of wrong with this fight. Miguel Antonio Barragan.
I mean, I don't like, this is kind of the fight that we'll have like on a prelims kind of deal, like not on a fucking pay-per-view card, but understandably, you guys basically hit the nail right on the head. They're gonna fight for food at this point, so it's like, all right, come into the press room, get some free meals, get some free dinner, like the press do.
What? And you can do that? That's your
pay.
Food.
Exactly. That's your pay. Don't expect, get the free parking, get some food, get some nachos, and then call it a day, because this is what you're going to get paid for fighting on the card.
Lord. Oh, my Lord. God help us. Which takes us to our final story, which I kind of enjoy in a strange way, because it would only happen to the PBC. Unheralded, late substitution, Jonathan, I'm not a cab driver, Rice, who was 14-6-1 with 10 KOs, shockingly stops unbeaten WBA number 9 heavyweight contender Michael Coffey, who is now 12-1 with 9 KOs in round number 5 at the Prudential Center in New Jersey in front of a crowd of 12 people for this PVC card. Miguel, did you flick back and forth to watch any of this?
Bits and pieces, yes, like on my phone, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Rice was plus 700. I think it was.
Yeah, at least.
Yes, so that's what I saw. And when I saw that he won, I was like, holy fuck, there goes another
That would
heavyweight.
only happen to the PBC. So your
Yeah.
last minute replacement, a dude who literally works in a mechanic's garage. I don't even want to look up what his day job is. I guarantee there's one. Steps in because of COVID for your heavyweight that you're building up. So you have somebody in the WBA division, right? He's already ranked at 12-0 with 9 KOs, right? He was ranked. You already did
Wow.
half the work. He's
top,
right
top
there.
10. He was top 10. Sheesh. Well, according to them.
Right? You brought in a late sub who fucking beat your dude. Oh,
Yep. 6
so
rounds.
great.
Jesus Christ.
Big kiss, Al Heyman. Big kiss. Oh my God, you lost a top 10. Oh, so great. So great. To an unranked, unheralded plus
Yeah.
700.
Last minute replacement.
Oh, so good. So good. And his comment after the fight, I was ready. I've been ready. I was waiting for it to happen. He finally went off at the fight at 25-1.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, Andrew. Jesus, Andrew. You couldn't even probably get action in Vegas on this fight. It was so lopsided. Andrew, you surprised that Al Heyman shit the bed with a replacement?
No, it's happened in the heavyweight. The heavyweights. This is like the division where things like this could happen, right? We even seen it at the highest level in Madison Square Garden 3 or 4 years ago, right, with Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz comes in this overweight, freaking outmatched. Everyone thought was a joke, kind of a fight. You got Anthony Joshua, who just looks like he's everything a boxing athlete's supposed to be in the heavyweight division compared to Ruiz, and look at how that ended up. So heavyweights. This can happen. So yeah. Now you would think that Al Heyman, their matchmakers are pretty good at getting these replacements in, but unfortunately on this one, Coffee took a defeat.
There you go. That is this week's Fight Net Radio. All 2 glorious motherfucking hours of it. Fight Net Radio.
It's so fucking hot outside, Lee. It's so
I know.
hot. It's
I'm gonna put you inside right now.
I'm
at 10
sweating like
a.m.
a pig.
I know. We're gonna put you inside right now, big man. Go to fightnetradio.media. We gotta get
kicked
Andrew
my dog
down.
3 times. I
Yes,
kicked
I
the
heard
dog
that.
3 times.
You
He's
threatened
fucking
his life.
barking. Yeah. It's like shut the fuck up. Shut
Punch
up.
his ass across the yard.
Go to fightnetradio.media. You can follow me. You can follow
Hang up, my boy.
Fight Net Radio. You can follow Fight Fiend Miggs, who's working on his next epic 24-part series on gelato.
Oh, jeez.
That was a good joke. Do you have anything you'd like to add for this week, Andrew?
No, I hope soon that these COVID positive tests go down in boxing. I mean, it's unfortunate that these fighters haven't learned that it should be put away for at least a month before your fight. No going out into the public anymore. Everyone needs to stay in. We're trying to make $1 million fights here, and it's sad that the flu is knocking these things out. And when I say the flu, I mean how they're getting it. They're going out in public. They're putting themselves at risk. I think back in the day, fighters did a good job of hiding up in the forest or hiding in a secluded area,
Like Big
get
Bear or
away
some
from
shit.
everyone, and only come out when it's time to fight. I think we need to get back to those days until this new virus, is under control. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Miguel.
No, just looking forward to Spence and Manny later this month. There's a bunch of other fights in between now and then, but not really worth mentioning at this point. It'll happen. But no, beyond that, just stay safe, everybody, please, for the sake of
Yeah,
this shit,
that
just stay
would be a
safe.
good idea. And I'm not saying that I completely read our audience, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to let my day job intrude on my night job. If you listen to this show and you're in the United States, can I say that? And you are having difficulty making your payments, or the moratorium is now officially affecting you, call 833-969-4673. I will just tell them you listen to Lee, right? It's my company. I'll make sure that you get with somebody that will help you out. That's my little PSA. There won't be any charge because you're a listener. I will hook you up with an actual person who will assist you as you learn the alternative closure, because it's actually going to be a very, very, very real thing because I've been watching the news since 1 a.m. and it's really, really, really fun. So, with that said, are there any fights worthwhile? We got a Triller fight this weekend. Anybody interested in Michael Hunter versus Mike Wilson? Huh? Chris Algieri making his return to the ring.
Algieri's back. What the hell? Okay.
Algieri's back, huh? He'll also be selling vitamins outside the arena. And that's it. That's your fight schedule for the weekend. Do we have a UFC card or something this week?
Yeah, not that good of a one, but yeah, like heavyweights. It's gonna be an interim heavyweight title.
Damn it! Damn it! Means I gotta. Are we done with the Olympics by Saturday? Like, can we go back to some other? Like, I'll watch baseball at this point, and I really don't like watching baseball on TV. I really don't.
Doesn't Mexico play the USA for the Gold
Today.
Cup?
Yeah, today actually. Yeah, later today. I'm gonna watch that here.
Wow. You
Yes.
both went full
And I don't even watch soccer, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm watching this one.
Yeah, I watched this one. Yes, sir.
Really, you guys all talked soccer with Sam Navajaro. Shout out to Sam Navajaro. I stayed out of that one. When it went soccer talk, I'm like, fuck, what's next? Rugby?
We're the sleeping giant in the soccer world. I believe we're gonna have an explosion here soon, Lee. It's been growing. The sport's been growing here in America for a while. One day we're gonna bust out.
I mean, we're right there. We're on the cusp since Pele.
We're gonna bust out.
That was a good joke too.
Whatever.
It was. Go to fightnetradio.media. You can check out all the shows. You can follow Miguel. You can follow me. You can follow the show. And we actually really do appreciate you all for listening. We hope we made you laugh for a couple of hours and forget about your shitty lives filled with COVID and evictions. I mean, let's be honest. It's kind of a shit show out there. And so
it's questioning work again.
Yeah, you should. We need you for the show. I mean, that's true.
No, I'm saying people are questioning if they have jobs to go to here.
Oh, they
again.
don't.
I mean,
they don't, Andrew, and that's why homeowners who didn't make their payments are up shit's creek here.
Yes.
And renters are about to be evicted in mass numbers. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Again,
when the president came out, I think 2 days ago, President Biden, and apologized and said there was nothing he could do. That's when the shit's gonna hit the fan here soon.
Did you know I got really excited when he did that, Andrew? Does that make me a bad person? You've known me long enough to know me in my banker days.
He didn't pay me to say that, you guys. He didn't pay me to say.
Well, from my business model, Andrew, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I am the Punxsutawney Phil of distressed properties and people who miss payments. It is my time again. So, yeah, I've been on the road for 3 months. I'm actually taking the next 2 weeks off because I figure I'll be speaking every single day for the next 3 years. So I'm trying to cool out a little bit before I go to Ohio. And that's where I would have inserted a white joke and a very long white joke. And it would have been an extensive white joke about people in Ohio. But I'm not, because, again, it's like a commitment ring. I'm trying for all of you white people out there. Does that qualify as a joke by itself, Miguel?
Yeah, I'd say it does. Yeah.
Well, then I apologize. I didn't mean it to. Well, maybe I did.
Maybe you did, yeah.
Go to fightnetradio.media. And again, if you really do have problems, I will extend my company to you guys, and I'll make sure there's no costs or fees for your assistance, and I'll make my agents cut down their stuff and whatever. Go to call 833-969-4673 or go to homeadvocates.io if you're having difficulty with any of that. And I mean this to the listeners of the show. Even if you're a renter, call us, and we'll find out if there's for you. I'm happy to help out. I'm actually in a position to do it. So everybody be safe. Take care.
Very nice.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was like really kind there at the end, wasn't I? And I'm recording this. That makes me a dick. Oh, well. Everybody have a good week.